the notes on the spaces. If the note is here, what is it? And what about this one? What about if it's here? And lastly, what if it's here? What note is that? Great. Now, let's mix it up a little bit. We're going to mix up between lines and spaces. I'll give you a little practice on that. So if the note is here, what would that be? Now let's switch over. What if it's here? What would that be? What about this one? Is that on a line or a space? That's what you need to ask yourself. And then you put in the right phrase that goes with that. What about this one? And lastly, what about this one? Pretty good. Got a handle on those? Now, the notes can also be above or below the staff as well. So they can be in between. We've learned the notes that are on those 5 lines and on those 4 spaces, but they can also be higher than that. What if I wanted to play a note that's higher than that? How does that work? Well, you can do that. That's no problem at all. Let's count up. Let's go up first. So let's start. Here's a D. 4th line. And then let's go up 1. What would this one be? Well, that would be an E. That's that top space. If we go up 1 more, we're on that top line. That would be an F. Now, if I want to go higher than that, I put my note up on top of that top staff. And what do you think that one would be? Well, let's figure it out. D, E, F. The next one would be G. Now, if I need to go up higher than that, that's no problem at all. Although, I can't just have my note hanging up here in space. I have to add a line to it. So you kind of have a reference point of where it is in relationship to the other lines. That little line is called a ledger line. And it's very important. Now, let's go down. Let's go the other way. We're going to start on let's start on a G. On that line. Now we're going to go down 1 more. This is the first space. That would be an F. Now we're down to the first line. An E. Now if I go 1 more underneath that, what do you think that one would be? Now we're going in reverse. It's a little bit trickier. G, F, E. This one would be a D. And if I need to go down a little bit further, if I go down 1 more, of course I have to add my ledger line there, and this would be a C. Now we're going down backwards in the staff. Okay, so there's the names of the notes. If it's on a line, every good boy does fine. If it's on a space, F-A-C-E. If it's above or below, you just have to count them up and add up from there. Now let's learn about rhythm. All right, let's talk about rhythm now. Rhythm, it tells us how long the notes are. Notes come in different lengths. We're talking about the lengths of the notes now. You still with me? I haven't bored you too much now on the music reading end of things. Let's go for rhythm just for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get into some guitar playing. The first note we need to learn about is the whole note. That would be an open circle, nothing inside, no stem on it or anything, and that gets 4 beats. Whole notes get 4 beats. I wish there was a good way you could do this other than memorizing it, but I don't know. You just need to memorize it. Whole notes get 4 beats. That would be 4. So if I'm counting, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a whole note. If I was playing it, it'd be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a whole note. A half note is an open circle, and it has a stem on it. Now, the stem will point either direction, either up or down. It doesn't matter which way the stem points. The stem can point up or down. What matters is that it has a stem. If it has a stem and it's an open circle, it's a half note, and half notes get 2 beats. So we've talked about whole notes get 4, half notes get 2. Okay, let's talk about 2 more. If it's a filled-in circle and has a stem, blackened out circle and a stem, that's what's called a quarter note. And he gets 1 beat. Think of it like a whole dollar. A whole note is filled with 4 quarters. 4 quarter notes, quarter note gets 1 beat, so it takes 4 of them to fill up a whole dollar. Half notes get 2 beats, so it takes 2 of them to make up a whole note. Now the last one we're going to talk about is an eighth note. He gets a half a beat, so it takes 2 eighth notes to make up 1 quarter note,